This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Before we start this video, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, catbeast.com. Catbeast.com is your one-stop shop for custom snapbacks made from people all around the world. You can design your own custom hats, snapbacks, beanies, and finding other great designs that suit your fitting. Now on to the video. With the NBA season starting December 22nd, many young players preparing to take their games to the next level. Some will break out as we seen in the bubble. In 2020, a whooping 10 first-time All-Stars, Trae Young, Luka, D. Mitch, Rudy Gobert, Tatum, Ingram, Siakam, Bam, Sabonis, and D. Book doubled the amount from 2019 with 5, with the injuries to many stars in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. Some of these young guys were able to sneak in, but it's not a guarantee they make it back in 2021. With more great players at full strength, here are 8 of the most likely first-time All-Stars for 2021. De'Aaron Fox, who will likely end up being in a Devin Booker situation, shown tons of improvement in 2020, averaged 21.7 assists. Many are already predicting Fox will leave Sacramento sooner or later, being in a dysfunctional franchise with no playoff berth since 2005. Rumors to the Heat, the final year of his rookie deal, eligible for a 5-year max extension, 22 years old, on a bad team with unreliable players who can't stay healthy. A downgrade in coaching from Dave Yeager, from a near postseason berth to being near the bottom of the West with Luke Walton. Fox bounced back from an ankle injury to put up 23 a game his final 35 games of the 2020 season. The Buddy Hield situation's a mess. De'Aaron's the leader of his team, only to suffer many losses if his teammates don't show up. One of the fastest guys in the league, a mature leader. I see him average between 23 to 24 a game, but very unlikely to get a spot in the talented West. Fred VanVleet, who will be one of the most intriguing free agents, played a critical role for Toronto. His play style will earn him over $80 million from a bunch of teams, averaged over 17.5 points, a long-range sniper, a better passer, rounding up his all-around game, put up nearly 20 points in the postseason, fearless and never shines away from the big moments. From undrafted to potential All-Star, the type of guy who might sneak into 1 or 2 All-Star appearances, and he's worked his tail off to get to this position. Teams like Detroit and New York wanting to draw big bucks will leave the Raptors having a tough decision to make. If he can be a top 3 player on a 60-ish win team, he deserves the money. Kawhi Leonard wishing he still had him over Lou Williams. John Collins, who let his team down last season, suspended 25 games for violating the NBA's anti-drug policy, but put up the most quietest 2010 season all time. 21.6 points, 10.1 rebounds to be exact, over 58% shooting, and 40 from deep. Atlanta can put up points, but terrible defense, something the 6'9" power forward needs to improve on. Viewed as the second option for Young, the 23-year-old needs to continue putting up 2010 numbers for his team to have a chance at the playoffs. A young roster with Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish lacking veteran leadership. The team's top 5 scorers were all under 23 years old. Another development season, adding some vets can help guide the young power forward reaching the next step. Getting a guy like a Gordon Hayward, who doesn't seem happy in Boston, could be huge for the ATL. No more max contracts on the books before 2020 free agency hits. The team will have money to spend. Perhaps they can trade their 6th pick for a proven role player with plenty of postseason experience. It's unfathomable to imagine this team will not improve. 2021's the season of optimism. Finishing anywhere near 500 would be a big process. With Capella at center, Collins will also have to step up in the perimeter and must be aggressive when Trae Young's not on the floor. I expect him to average between 20 to 23 a game, grab 9 to 11 boards next season. John Moran, a game away from helping his team make the playoffs. Memphis was supposed to be one of the worst teams his first season, but proven he's the real deal. The Rookie of the Year has everything it takes to be a superstar. Viewed as a franchise player, explosively athletic, fearless attacking the rim, the 21-year-old came up averaging almost 18 points, over 7 dimes, nearly 48% shooting. Expected to struggle from the field with a subpar jumper coming into the league. Many teams dared him to shoot the 3-ball. He makes them pay. Moran also had a strong case to make the All-Star team as a rookie, but the West, of course, too many great players. Having other young guys in rim-rowing Brandon Brandon Clark throwing easy lobs. Second option Jared Jackson, a 7-footer with an outside game. The Grizz won't even have that high of expectations for next season. With Golden State coming back, it'll be tough for any young team in the West to make the postseason. It was an absolute travesty. The NBA wasted 8 additional regular season games in the bubble trying to get the Pelicans in when they stinked, robbing the Grizzlies, forcing a play-in game against a better team. If it was Zion's team that had the 8th spot before the restart, you can bet the league will let that stand. The 2021 Grizzlies will be heading to a new era. Seeing the results, there's a real argument to be made whether Morant should have been selected number 1 over Zion. Not as big and popular, but appears to be the safer bet long term. Which leads us to his former AAU teammate, the extremely hyped up Zion Williamson. Even if he gets one dunk in the game, it will be shown all over social media for the sake of it. One of the most interesting teams to watch in New Orleans. Without a doubt, the smallest market will have a lot of national exposure with new head coach Stan Van Gundy. Very enticing. Not sure if he's the best fit for the roster, but as long as Williamson stays healthy and fully ready to go, he should elevate the franchise. First 24 games averaged 22.5 points, 58% from the field, finished easily at the rim, very good passer. Doesn't matter he's only 6'6", still stronger than most centers, but concerns about his conditioning with minutes restrictions. Alvin Gentry was simply a disaster managing Zion, which likely impacted his firing. If the power forward puts in the work and has the Pelicans contending for a playoff spot, he'll be selected to the All-Star team. Given the hype and monster highlights, his votes will surely be near the top. On the bright side, Van Gundy had a history of developing young guys like Dwight Howard in Orlando, Lamar Odom with Miami, failed in Detroit with lazy Andre Drummond, landing as one of the covers for 2K 2021 before making an All-Star team. Williamson's treated like a superstar. Combined with having a positive attitude, not a big shot, there's no doubt Zion will continue developing the right habits if he stays healthy and hungry to win. His per 36, 29 points, 8 rebounds. If he averages over 25 a game, we'll be reminded every day non-stop. Zach LaVine, who had stretches where he looked like a franchise player, the only positive for the Bulls all of 2020, borderline all-star level, 25.5 points, 5 rebounds, almost 5 assists. Very good scorer, continues to put in the work and becoming one of the best one-on-one 2 guards. Way better work ethic than former teammate Andrew Maple Fraudon. On a team with no leadership, LaVine will continue taking a lot of shots. Teammates Larry Marketing and Wendell Carter continues to get banged up, looking to bounce back. The 4th pick would be huge if it was the right piece. Perhaps it'd be LaMelo Ball, also popping up in trade rumors with Brooklyn. LaVine being the best player, taking 20 shots a game won't get his team very far unless he really elevates his game. I see him averaging 24 to 26 points in 2021. Jamal Murray, known for sending Patrick Beverley back to the bench in a hurry, one of the breakout stars of the 2020 bubble, spectacular all postseason. Murray has a case being the best player in the 2016 draft class. A sharpshooter, when hot, his jumper's as wet as anybody's in the league. Just needs to find more consistency. Many times he go off for 30 points in the playoffs. We'll have some 14-point games struggling shooting. From averaging 18.5 points during the regular season, felt very disappointing, but made a huge leap in the postseason. 26.5 points on over 50% shooting for a guard that takes many contested jumpers. As good a pull-up as anybody, easily score on smaller guys, destroyed the Jazz, unguardable at times, amazing in the 3-1 comeback. Murray continued to dominate, absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, and humiliated the Clippers. A much improved finisher at the rim who can hang and score underneath. Him and Jokic very well might have the second best chemistry of every duo in the league. Knows when to let his big fellow take over. Denver wasn't even supposed to make the conference finals so early on, but it appears the franchise heading towards the right direction. Having a mixture of Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry in his game, I take Jamal over Pandemic P on my team from now on. If Denver becomes one of the top 2 seeds, a very strong case Murray gets in with teammate Jokic. Jaylen Brown, you could have a case he could be the best overall player on the Celtics. Made a big leap, average over 20 points, competes on both ends, nearly 22 in the playoffs, 24 years old, an improved outside jumper, plays both ends as intensely. Right now, I do believe he's better than teammate Kemba Walker going forward, more than capable of knocking down big time shots, not hesitant as he was in the past. Teammate Jason Tatum gets most of the recognition with his excellent scoring, but Brown does a little bit of everything. The guy responsible known for checking the other team's best perimeter players, I won't be shocked to see him end up second team all defense in 2021 and make a bigger leap, be more consistent offensively. If Boston wants to take it to another level, Brown needs to continue to deliver. The most likely first time All-Star, since being in the East plays a factor, plus Boston wins plenty of games every regular season. What are some other possible first-time All-Stars do you believe will step his game up? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content, more good stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.